Well, it's getting darker and darker. Jesus, you can barely see me on the camera. This sucks. If I turn this on, maybe? That's a little bit better, but now you got a light shining on me. Well, that's too bad. Well, maybe we'll do that for a little bit here until the darkness completely subsides or takes over. Then I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to delay the car vlogs until we get light again, which would be spring. I don't know. I don't know what we want to do. Do you like this lighting? It's good to know. So, there's a lot of things going on, obviously. I talked yesterday about just VR chat, learning lessons, just trying to learn friends, how to set those boundaries. And I think that's part of where I'm trying to figure out where the boundaries really do lie in a lot of this. And I'm starting to feel like they're there, and I'm not sure how far you can go with any of this. With just trying to learn people, learn how, one of the hardest things in life is how to manage people. And we deal with this in our job, or my job at least. I'm not in a position right now where I'm having to manage people. I just have to manage myself and the work I'm doing, which is great. But there is times where you got to manage people, and that's where you got to learn where to set boundaries and where things really do go with that. And I think that's part of what's going on here with the entire fandom, with everything, just learning how to set those boundaries. And I'm not sure where they are right now. I'm setting up new accounts. I'm doing all these other things, just trying to learn a lot of the other forms that people are communicating through. And it's the newest one that I have learned. I'm trying to learn Telegram, and that is a very confusing app to me. A lot of people, like, I've spoken to a couple people and they said, "Oh, it's super easy to use." And I'm like, yeah, but this feels a lot more personal. That's the thing. That's the problem I have with Telegram right now. It feels like you're on your phone and you're sharing your phone contact without sharing your phone number. And to me, it looks like you have the messaging like you would on your telephone. You could sit there and video call or do other things. So to me, it feels like it's a much more personalized version of an app, and I'm not entirely sure if I like that. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, it probably would be very good for a convention if you're trying to contact your friends that you don't see, because you generally see them across the world, and I could see it very useful for something like that. But for an everyday app, I am very perplexed with it. Everyone that it seems that is out there on the internet that happens to be in the fandom, they use a Telegram account, but I like a sliding into someone's DMs or something like that on Discord or on Twitter. It's kind of more feels like that, and I'm not entirely sure. Sure, there's groups, but I have no clue what the groups are. I have no clue how it even works, and it's supposed to be like a Twitter-ish sort of app, but it to me feels like it's a more personalized Twitter in that sense. I don't see where you can generally post with it. I'm still trying to learn it. So to me, it's very perplexing, and just trying to understand how you use something like that. It's very similar to what's going on with the VR chat, what's going on with everything and around Twitch. Yesterday I also popped into someone's live stream. They were live streaming. I was on my work break. I was like, okay, this is one that I've seen around, one of the many people that I have met very, very briefly. So I was like, okay, he's streaming, so I'm gonna pop in and give them a follow and say hi. And it was kind of interesting to note, because they turned around and they were like, "Oh, you're the red bird. I know who you are." And so I'm like, okay, it's very, very interesting when you pop into something like that and someone gets super excited that you're there and recognize who you are in these groups, and you're like, wait a second, I'm not totally around. I know I'm got a social media presence. I know I've been in and around a lot of different live streams as of late. Like I've done like a live stream tour during one of these community events where there's 3 or 4 live streamers, and I was like, hi. I went and said hi to the live streamer, hi to this one, hi to that one, and then I show up on these live streams, and you kind of end up with your avatar getting shown around a little bit, and everyone's like, oh, hey, there, you're recognizable at that point. You have that a little bit of notoriety, and it was interesting that little scenario, that little situation when you pop into another person's live stream, you follow them for the first time, and they go, oh, I know who you are, and it's like you just kind of get taken back a little bit. You're like, wait a second, is this really a good thing, or is this something that I should be a little bit more leery of? And I'm like, you know what? This is the life I've chosen to live online. I've chosen to live that life online. And so if you recognize me, if you sit there and recognize me in the streets or something like that, I don't have a problem saying hi. In a lot of ways, I just got to say, my personal boundary, if I'm out at the store and I have my kid with me, it's I've got a much higher personal boundary at that point. And if my kid's with me, it's like, no, don't even approach me. I remember I was going to the grocery store. And I'm walking in the parking lot. I have my kid with me, and it's gotten pretty bad when you go to the grocery store or you go to the gas station. Like, I don't even want to go to the gas station anymore, because you get the random hoser, and you get the random guy that's sitting there asking for change, and they will come up to you, and they have no ifs, ands, or buts. They have no F's left. They will come up to you and be like, yeah, can I get $1? And you're like, I used to live in the core of Edmonton, and when I lived downtown, we couldn't walk down the street without someone asking us for change. We couldn't. It was super annoying. And you just want to walk to the store, or you want to walk to the next fast food place, or you just want to walk. And when you can't even do that and people are stopping you, that's kind of where I feel right now. in all of this stuff. I feel like I'm that lost puppy that's out in the middle of a parking lot, just trying to find his way, just to understand where to be in life, or where to be in this fandom, and just say, hey, listen, I'm here. I'm not entirely sure which way I need to go. I kind of need someone to sit there and show me the ropes and just say, hey, listen, what you're doing is fine. Everyone goes through this. And that's kind of where I feel in a lot of ways right now. Everyone goes through this when they first discover the scenario that they are in. It's a very different situation, because I have been on social media for over 5 years. I have a very extensive Twitter account that has like 30,000 posts on it, that dates all the way back to 2013. Like that's how crazy that it's about as old as my YouTube channel. And so in a lot of ways, I'm just trying to understand the differences, the nuances of just trying to set new boundaries for myself, and just trying to draw a line. And in some cases, I feel like I've crossed a couple of them, but not in a bad way, because it's like I messaged someone, I'm like, I don't know if I should have done that. I'm not entirely sure. But it's the same way. You don't know unless somebody sits there and turns to you and says, hey, don't do that. Calm down. I know you're excited. Just relax, and take it in one day at a time. And I think that's where I have to sit there. And it's always trying to live in that moment, and just trying to live in the moment, and not think of what the things you've done in the past and things that you will do. It's always just trying to live in the moment, and I'm just trying to go with what flows. And that's part of content creation. That's part of everything right now. So it's a very weird time right now for me, for everyone around the channel, for just talking and doing things in general with social media. At the same time, I'm trying, I would like to grow this audience, and I would like to say, hey, listen, I welcome everyone in here. And I want a welcoming space, but I don't want to have to, I don't like how you have to kind of get yourself out there and talk to people. And at the same time, you're like, okay, am I doing this too much? It's the always second guessing at this point. And it's a very, very strange time. And I just hope that me talking about this, those that are also going through this sort of same scenario where you're just trying to make new friends, that it comes across as something more. It comes across as more wholesome than more more other things. I don't have anything against anybody. I just want everyone just to have fun. And I'm always willing to talk to people in DMs, and that's who I am. So in that case, it's just trying to learn who people are and more things about it. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix Cinder Shadow. I'm signing off here. Have yourselves a great day. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again very soon.